The start of an electric car rally through Leipzig. We're joining it for the first leg in our white VW E-Up. Most of the other entries are driving Twizzys, a futuristic two-seater made by Renault. They're all genuine pioneers. Only a few thousand electric cars are on the road in Germany. E-mobility is still a real adventure here, especially for us. We split off from the rally and head for Munich, 430 kilometers away, in a car that has to be recharged every 100 kilometers at the latest. And there are hardly any charging stations, even on the Autobahn. Our first stop. Now we'll find out if the charging card one of the rally drivers gave us the day before in Leipzig will actually work, or if our journey has already come to an end. Do you wish to start the charging process? Yes, I do. Hold your card in front of the reader. Yes, it's charging. It's green, it's charging. An hour later, we set out again. We've planned a total of 5 charging stops. VW says the battery has a range of 160 kilometers. In reality, it's 100 at most.
The car handles well. It has a little more pickup than a conventional drive compact. The problem is, I have the feeling that if I drive more than 80 kilometers an hour on the Autobahn, we'll drain the batteries too fast and will hardly make any more than 40 kilometers.
We've only done 15 kilometers so far. Are we even going to make it to the next charging station? And why is someone already there? It's Celia Kühnel, test driving her father's electric car.
I've been charging for 20 minutes and it's looking good. I think I can head out again soon. At first I wanted to take the A93, but I changed my route a couple of times because there weren't any quick chargers. So that didn't work out. After 100 kilometers it starts acting up, and then I really have to keep my cool and find a charging station.
There's no point in losing your cool. The car wasn't designed for long-distance trips, but more for city driving. Altogether, we charged the batteries 6 times between Leipzig and Munich. The day just flew by. Driving in the right lane the whole time, all the other cars were passing me.
Every bus, every car, they all pass you, but
We were doing 80 the whole way.
it took us 10 hours for a trip that we could have normally driven in 4.5 hours.
And we wouldn't have made it at all without help from all the electric car fans along the way.
But we got where we were going. We didn't get stranded, which everyone was afraid would happen, and now we're here in Munich.
And in Munich, we change cars. We trade the VW E-Up, a dependable car without too much gadgetry, for a BMW i3. Once again, we take the car for a little test drive first. The car handles beautifully. It seems easy to operate, even if there are lots of buttons, which put me off at first. But that's probably how it has to be. BMW press spokesman Ludwig Grauvogel cracks a little smile. He knows all the car's secrets.
For this vehicle, you don't really need any brakes, as long as you anticipate what's ahead. When you take your foot off the accelerator, the propulsion falls off quickly. That is, the forward thrust drops off right away because the regenerative braking steps in and channels all the energy it gets from the front wheels right back into the battery pack.
Regenerative braking means the battery is recharged, and the E-Up only did that when I stepped on the brakes. Here it kicks in the moment I let up on the accelerator.
It happens in all sorts of situations when you let up on the accelerator, going downhill, and so on. So, to be honest, you almost never need brakes in the i3. But for safety reasons, it has to have brakes.
Well, of course, at the stoplight, I have to hit the brakes. I have to brake at the stoplight. We're going from a relatively basic model, the E-Up, to something new. It's like a spaceship in comparison. In the United States in particular, they love this car. Of the 25,000 sold so far, over 20,000 are on the road in the U.S. So what's the matter with the German customers? Why are the streets still packed with gasoline-powered cars? Why are electric cars having such a hard time in Germany? In Munich's BMW Welt, a company exhibition center mainly for tourists, we meet up with product management head Alexander Koduk. When will all the cars in Germany be electric?
I think by the middle of this century, there will come a, let's call it a tipping point, where at least we'll see more electric cars than normal cars. But it's hard to predict when all the cars will actually have nothing but electric drive systems.
BMW offers EV drivers additional options. For an extra 4,500 euros, the i3 buyer gets a range extender, a gasoline engine.
Why did we do that? Because we know, especially at first, customers often worry about the range. We wanted to respond to that actively with the range extender and say, you do have an all-electric vehicle, but if you're worried the battery's running low, you can use this additional engine to generate more range.
It's like trying to help the buyer stop smoking, but you give them one more pack of cigarettes for the road so they can reach for it.
It's really a very revolutionary topic. We never expected the car buyers to say, from one day to the next, I've been driving a 12-cylinder for 20 years and tomorrow I'm going to climb right into an electric car.
In the next installment, we'll be changing cars again, this time to prototypes. We'll talk to some real gearheads and venture into the mountains in their electric creations.